King Jack, what's happening, everybody? Hope everyone's well. I have put together a collage of my submission grappling journey as I have reached a milestone in my jiu-jitsu skills. I have, at long last, acquired my blue belt. It took me, about 10 years. About 10 years. It's been some off and on training. Of course, I've had my deployments, which has hindered me in the past. Excuse me. Likely won't be deploying again no time soon. So I can really just hone in, try and get my skills all the way together. But mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. I have done it. I have acquired the hard-to-reach blue belt. It was harder for me because, like I said, I've been trying to balance everything with the Army, my acting journey, my day job. Well, I'm part-time now, but everything that could hinder you in life, I, at long last, have acquired my blue belt. Today is May the 14th, I believe, and I got my blue belt last night at a training session with my trainer and my coach. Shouts out to Doug Usher and his wife, my professor, Krissa Timms Usher. It kind of shocked me, I thought I was going to have to wait for the next, team training session where he does his promotions and stripes and things along those lines, but they decided to spring it on me. I wish they could have got my initial reaction recorded. Like, you could see the joy in my face, the shock, the joy, the honestly, I was a little overwhelmed. I could have cried. I didn't cry though. Nonetheless, it's worth it now. Looking back on all of my competitions, all of my training sessions, it's worth it. It's totally worth it. So it was brought to my attention a little bit after that the bulk of fighters and jiu-jitsu practitioners do not reach their blue belt. And it's shocking when I actually look at it. Forgive me, I'm always tired. But it was shocking to actually, get the statistics, the numbers for it. About 90% of fighters and jiu-jitsu practitioners do not get to their blue belt. And it could be a plethora of reasons, you know what I'm saying? It could be the training, it could be the timing, it can be the drive. Some people burn out over time, and I've had my burnout moments. I can't believe I tapped that day. I beat him in no-gi, then he turned around and got me there. That's neither here nor there. But yes, people can actually burn out. But I think with me specifically, it was always more so a matter of what happens after I burn out. And for me, I've always found myself back in the gym somehow in some weird way. Like this clip right now, this was actually me training in Africa on my second deployment. I was fortunate enough to actually find the jiu-jitsu team there. So shouts out to Camp Lanier, the Camp Lanier jiu-jitsu team. I would hope that the tent's still there in order to, keep people going while they're, deployed. I rode with a lot of great people there. I can't really think of all their names at the moment, but Professor Ryan, he was integral. I can't think of the other professor here. He's actually in that clip. He's the one on the far right in the white gi. I just can't think of his name at the moment. I'll kick my neither here nor there. But as you can see, I always found a way to, continue training in some way, shape, or form. I always found a way to, even if I didn't get to my white belt when I got back from my tour, it was good to stay consistent in a sense, to continue to train in a sense, because I knew that my competitive career wasn't going to end yet. I knew I wanted to hop right back in the ring and hop right back in the cage when my deployment was over. Yeah, as you see, this is me with that professor. That's not Professor Ryan. That's the other guy. Professor Ryan is the one working in the green shirt right here. He ended up locking me up much later, but that's neither here nor there. Training with higher skill belts over there definitely helped when I got back home. I still can't beat my current professor, Professor Timms and Coach Doug. I can't beat them yet, but I think that I'm a little bit more confident knowing that I went through this gauntlet while I was deployed. Mind you, this was Africa, so it was, dangerous. It was a tour. I had to find a way to balance danger, balance training, balance assignments. I was also in school also. I was trying to finish my associate's degree so that I could actually come back and graduate when this tour was over, which I did. So I was always busy, so just continuing to make myself a better man, make myself a better fighter, make myself a more complete fighter, more balanced fighter, be able to throw hands, be able to handle myself on the ground. The untrained man, he won't beat me. A trained man, he's got a chance. Yeah, that's just me gloating. Nonetheless, I am happy. That's the biggest takeaway. I'm happy. I reached a milestone. Only 10% of actual jiu-jitsu practitioners will actually achieve in their jiu-jitsu journey, in their martial arts journey. That is an incredibly massive number of people dropping out, and that is an incredibly small number of people actually achieving this level and getting to the next level. So now that I have my blue belt, I can focus on getting my stripes, of course, and then preparing myself for purple belt. Purple belt, to me, obviously that's the next skill level, that's the next goal, but I know it's going to take time. The only reason this took a decade is because I was unable to balance everything that I was doing in my life prior to this tour and prior to getting promoted. So for me, now I don't necessarily have to work like a dog, at least not yet, but I don't necessarily have to have the day job per se. I can work my part-time job and I can get my bills going, keep my bills straight, stuff like that. But, just balancing life, I can do that a little bit more now. And hopefully the purple belt won't take as long as the blue belt did. Again, I was looking at about a consistent decade of off and on training, competition, boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, MMA. I can actually just hone in on that now. I'm only going to get older, so this journey, well, not necessarily just jiu-jitsu specifically, but the fighting journey won't necessarily be as long as I would like, but I am glad that I did at least get to this milestone. I can put this part behind me. Imagine my frustration when I come back and I show the skill level and I still didn't get promoted. But I got no one to blame but me. My coach always said that consistency would be my greatest weapon or it would hinder me. And so far, Doug hasn't lied to me. Doug's not going to lie to me. Nonetheless, I have to continue going. I'm already past the hardest hump, so it makes little sense to want to, be done after this. Nah, I need to keep going. This is personal now. I have to do this. I mean, look at me. I couldn't do any of this when I first started 10 years ago. I couldn't. Someone will put me in a leg position and I'm going to freak out and tap before they even, get me into the actual painful submission move. But here I am drilling leg locks in Camp Lanier, Djibouti, Africa. So it's just so cool to see it all come full circle. My journey so far, rather. Now I can wear blue belt stuff. I can get those rash guards with the blue sleeve. I can get the rash guard on the legs with the blue sleeves. I gotta get my trunk fixed. My trunk has my actual gi in it, so I've been using the Renner gi at the gym. Here, I actually ordered another gi while I was on tour. So some days if I didn't wash it or just didn't have it, I would just come and do no gi. And that professor in the background, he was real adamant on getting it done in the gi. So I actually do have some clips in here with me in the gi. He was harping on me to actually order me another one on Amazon, which of course I did. So I'm happy. That's the biggest takeaway of all this. I'm happy. I overcame what 90% of people could not. And you can make the argument that I took a much harder route. I took the harder way. Can't no one take that from me. I can sit with a sense of pride in a sense that I stand out. To stand out is something I always wanted to do. Yeah, this guy's kicking my butt in this video. He was incredibly good. Credit to him. I just can't remember his name. Yeah, this is almost 2 years ago now, though. But no, he was an incredibly skilled purple belt. I told myself, I am not tapping. You're just gonna have to hurt my arm. I'm not going. I didn't go. Nonetheless, the journey, it was worth it. Incredibly worth it. Yeah, look at me go. See? Toughed it out. That was the biggest thing I could take away from jiu-jitsu. Perseverance. Just continuing to go to the next step, continuing to roll, continuing to grapple, continuing to hand fight, arm drag, pin a leg, pass a guard, find dominant position, score points, find another dominant position like he just did here. Looking back on it now, like it was frustrating in those moments because I'm like, how does he keep doing this every single time? I'm like, yo, do I really suck at this? But I think everyone probably thought like that in regards to their jiu-jitsu journey. A handful of us probably just watched a lot of UFC initially when they became a thing and thought we can just copy what we see on TV. But to actually go through the grind that I did to get to the skill level I'm at now, totally worth it. Like, I have a much deeper respect. That was a failed submission attempt, but much deeper respect. That's me when I got my belt. As you can see, I got a Joker grin on my face. I'm just happy. And yeah, I slept with my belt that night. That's the journey.
Skeptic on the beat.
I'm on to the next one, y'all. Thank you for watching this with me.